Here's another now. Deputy FBI Director Andy McCabe testifying today on the Hill. He will appear behind closed doors with the House Intelligence Committee. One of the top questions today, those anti-Trump texts between FBI agent Peter Strzok and FBI lawyer Lisa Page. He was removed from Mueller's team several months ago. South Carolina Congressman Trey Gowdy leads the questions. He's with me now, sir. Welcome back and good morning to you.
Yes, sir.
What do you want to understand from Andrew McCabe today?
Bill, Andrew McCabe cuts across every facet of every investigation in 2016 that your viewers are interested in, from Secretary Clinton's email to the investigation into the Trump campaign. He's the deputy director of the FBI. So there are a ton of questions, including the one you made reference to, the meeting between Agent Strzok and Lisa Page in, quote, Andy's office. We need to make sure that was Andy McCabe. And if they were coming up with a, quote, insurance policy in case Donald Trump won, that is devastating, and we're going to explore that at 2 o'clock today.
Okay, now, here is that text that you just mentioned on screen for viewers. I want to believe the path you threw out for consideration in Andy's office, that there's no way he gets elected, he meaning Trump. But I'm afraid we can't take that risk. It's like an insurance policy in the unlikely event you die before you're 40. How do you interpret that?
The same way most reasonable people do, which is we think Clinton's going to win, but we can't take a chance if she doesn't, and we need an insurance policy. And what I hope is that insurance policy was not a counterintelligence investigation into the Trump campaign. You can't read that text in isolation, though, Bill. This was a level of bias that you rarely see, frankly. When Strzok said the vote should be 100 million to 0, what he's saying is he can't think of a single one of his fellow citizens that would vote for Donald Trump. And then you add that, and Lisa Page said, well, you know, maybe you stuck around, maybe you're in this position to save the country. And his response was, I can save the country in a lot of different ways. Unprecedented bias. He's in the middle of major investigations. Thank God he's gone, but I want to know how the hell he got there in the first place.
Robert Mueller thinks, well, some believe Robert Mueller has been sloppy. Do you think that's true, or is that just coming from the White House and others on the right?
You know, I ran a district attorney's office. I am responsible for every hire that we made while I was there, although I didn't conduct every hire and interview while I was there. So the boss always is responsible. Do I think that Robert Mueller did the actual interviews and asked people, hey, do you have any bias? Have you donated to campaigns? No. In hindsight, should he or someone else have asked those questions? Absolutely. I am heartened by the fact that he kicked Strzok off as soon as he learned. I just wish he'd learned sooner.
One last topic here. This comes from Politico. Here's the headline for viewers as well. The secret backstory of how Obama let Hezbollah off the hook. It is a detailed, very involved story about how during the middle of the nuclear deal and nuclear talks with Iran, that Hezbollah was funneling money all over the world, including selling cars and selling cocaine and bringing it in the Middle East. Now, I don't know if you have seen this story.
Yes, sir.
It is very detailed. What do you make of it at first glance?
It's an incredible allegation that any administration would ignore one terrorist group because you were trying to curry favor with another terrorist group. It is incendiary. It is worthy of investigation across several different committees of Congress. Bill, I'd also note there was testimony a while back. It was kind of buried in a written opening statement where an official said as much, that they put the brakes on Hezbollah because they were so consumed with this legacy piece of a deal with Iran. So kudos to guys like Mike Pompeo and Tom Cotton, who had a lot of reasons for opposing the Iranian deal way back when. This just gives us one more. And if it's true, it's a pretty damning indictment of Obama's search for a legacy and his willingness to do anything to get one.
Last point on that. They suggest this is the real collusion. What do you think about that?
The real collusion is between...
Well, what the Obama team was doing when they were in power and all the players, be it Hezbollah, be it Iran, or possibly even Russia's ambitions in the Middle East.
We're gonna need to. I don't want to base it off of a political story. Congress has vast investigatory powers. We need to look into it. The allegation is incredibly serious that you would ignore a group that's killing American soldiers and wreaking havoc around the world just so you can cut a deal with a country that no one trusts. It's an incredibly serious allegation. I want to unlike some of my Democrat colleagues, Bill, I want to wait until after the investigation to draw conclusions instead of doing it on the front end.
Thank you, sir, for your time. 2 o'clock hearing
Yes, sir.
today behind closed doors. Trey Gowdy, the Republican from South Carolina. Thank you.
Yes, sir.